Okay, this learning target has to do with understanding the periodic table and general characteristics of groups and their similarities on the periodic table. Let's start with this group number 1 here on the periodic table, excluding hydrogen: lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium. You can see, according to the code, that this is an alkali metal. Alkali metals only have one electron in their outer shell, so they are very, very, very reactive. So alkali metals, very reactive. They do not exist free in nature because if they were exposed to water, they would explode. All right, the next group that we see on the periodic table is the alkali earth metals. The alkali earth metals are also very reactive. They only have 2 electrons in their outer shell. Then we will see the transition metals, all of this part right here, transition metals. And you can see that metals have some properties that are similar to them: luster, conductors, malleable, ductile, and solid at room temperature. These guys are also metals, here, here, and here. Now, as we move across, we're going to see that we have a black box around 7 elements here, and these are known as our metalloids. The metalloids have properties of both metals and nonmetals, so they're kind of an in-between group. Those include boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, tellurium, and polonium. Then, everything to the right of the metalloids are considered nonmetals, and those characteristics are they're usually dull, they're poor conductors, they cannot be rolled into sheets or into wire. And those include carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, oxygen, sulfur, all of the halogens. This group here, group 17, that we have colored in blue, are the halogens. They are the salt formers. And then the very last row that we have colored in green here are the noble gases. The noble gases have a full shell in their outer electron shells, so they do not form bonds with the other elements usually. So these are the main trends on the periodic table. We'll notice as we start on the left, we start out with the metals. They are very, very reactive. Alkali metals, alkaline earth metals, extremely reactive. Then we move over to the transition metals. Then we reach the metalloids, which have properties of both metals and nonmetals. Then to the right of the metalloids, we have the nonmetals. The final group is the noble gases, and those include helium, neon, argon, radon, xenon, and krypton. And those have a full outer shell and do not form bonds with other elements usually.